Welcome, beautiful yogis. I'm so glad you're here. It's wonderful to see you. Thanks for having your camera open. So, the story goes about Carl Jung. If you were to visit his consulting room, you would see above the door a notice which says, "Bidden or unbidden, the divine is here." I just wanted to remind us all, as we get caught up in everything else, the divine is here, around us and in us, and this life, this breath is sacred. So come into your upright seat with your spine long and your sitting bones rooting down into this earth and your crown reaching up. We are just a few days away from the longest night, the winter solstice, and this is the time when we really want to connect with our inner light. Hence the reminder of Carl Jung. Lovely. Let's take the arms, inhale them wide and up, stretch long out of your waist, look at your hands, and then pull down into your heart on exhalation. And we'll circle through again, the arms wide and up, spread and lift and reach and gaze. And then the exhale, pull this energy down into your heart. And we'll do it one more time, just like that. Widen up. And drawing in. Good. And just a little moment for your own silent connection. And the appreciation that we're going to practice together now. From your seat, take your arms wide out and reach to the opposite walls. Lovely. Take a breath in, so tall of the spine, and exhale. Turn to your right. Stay here for the breath in, and then we'll go a little further to the right, lowering your hands over the opposite knee and one behind. So keep your spine really upright. As each exhalation now draws your trunk a little further into the twist to your right. And then please turn your head to look over your left shoulder. And tilt your ear towards the left shoulder. Take a couple of breaths here, feeling deeply into your body. Where am I feeling this? Can I allow it to be? Can I receive what is offered in this moment? Nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, release your arms and wind back to center. Tall and wide for in, and we take it the other way. Exhale. Stay for inhale. And this exhale takes us a little further. Plant your hands, hooking over that opposite knee, one behind. And again, each inhalation is the tallness, and each exhalation is the winding to your left. Keep the collarbones wide. Keep a softness in your neck. So that on the next exhale, we'll turn the head to look over the right and tilt the ear. Ooh, and feel into this little activated place. Welcome it all. And release and wind back to center and bring a hand to each knee. Get really tall. We're working along the midline now. Inhale your chest forward. Raise your heart and your chin, top of breath. Little pause. And then the exhalation, we're going to round the back, spread across and along, and lower the chin and pull your tummy in, and a little pause. Ready to breathe in, come forward. Getting a nice undulation in your trunk, in your torso, the little pause at the full breath. And then the exhalation, feeling into this, especially as we now begin to draw up at the pelvic floor and the lower belly. Inhale forward. So as we do a few more of these, we're going to amplify, increase the length of each pause, where we're at the max on inhale. A smooth exhalation now. And here we are, without breath and drawing inward actively. So the chin is low, and the pelvic floor and the navel draw in. Nice. Inhale forward. So now, as we keep doing this, our breath has shaped itself into the square breath. The pause is as long as the part where the air moves. Ready? Exhale and round. Deep inward contraction. Draw forward on inhale. So we're slowing the breath down and really feeling into the body. These pauses expand and open time. Exhale, rounding, feel the movement. And then the internal contracted, hold on empty. And we have one to go. Come forward, breathe in. Oh, what a lovely way to be, full of breath and an open heart and a raised gaze for the pause. And the exhalation. And a lowered gaze and an internal pull, inwards and upwards. Lovely, everyone. We release now that square breath and simply inhale your elbows wide and exhale, cross your right arm over your left and hug yourself as we round. Inhale again, open wide, and exhale the other arm on top. So now we're flowing without pauses. Keep going with this, just flowing in your body and your breath. And so when we hug in, see if you can really treasure your own being. It is said the hardest one to love is ourselves. And this little hug in is like, yes, I do. 3 more. And we're on that last one. Good. So this inhale, big wide open arms, and then the exhale is the hands clasping at your low back. Lift the heart straight up, elbows lengthen, straighten, and the knuckles down to the ground. Ooh, feel your neck get longer. Take a breath in, and then turn your gaze over your right shoulder while exhaling. Back to center while inhaling. And we turn the other way. So this slow meeting of our own aliveness in this body. Continue, bidden or unbidden, the divine is here. Last one as you exhale over your left shoulder. And we come back to the center line and release your hands, and let's give them a little shake. A little shake and a little flap. And then with the very soft fists, give your wrists a little circling. So bringing blood flow is always a healing thing to do for the body. And it brings prana in, and prana is the healing life force. A lot of what we do is simply increasing prana in the body, which is why it feels so good. Let's go to all fours. So we're on the hands and knees. Would you please take your right leg straight out behind you to curl your toes into the mat and create a little thrust of your foot into the mat so that the back of your knee opens and enlivens. And we can hold this lower body arrangement. The left arm inhales up to the left and then lower it back down on exhalation, bending your right elbow and scooch under. Ooh, a little different with that back leg straight, isn't it? Inhale, come up again. Reach high and exhale, thread under. So your arm and shoulder has to work. Now if it's too much, of course, you'll bring your back knee down. We have one more. Exhaling. Great, and we come back to fours. And now we'll do the same thing with the other side. So it's your left leg. Just fire it up into the mat. Long straight arms way out of the shoulders. And here we go, we'll work the upper body. The right arm out to the right and up, breathing in. And then exhale, slide behind the wrist and lower. It doesn't have to go all the way down. Inhale, coming up. You see how that supportive arm has a little job to do now. Exhale, those muscles have to work. And we let the breath lead the way. We've got one more. Good, and as we come out this time, lowering the knee, let's widen the knees to the edges of the mat and reach your arms forward. This time hold your butt up high, a little bit of a puppy dog here. A puppy dog stretch, which is very much in the upper body. And breathe deep, deep to the lower part of the lungs and the lower back. Even while your shoulders, upper chest, and heart space are increasing space. Lovely, come back to fours. Tabletop position. And this time as we take the right leg back, it is parallel to the mat with the toes pointing down and the foot flexed. And as you reach your left arm forward, draw your left thigh back. And now, 2 rounds of square breath. So in 4, hold 4, out 4, and hold for 4. All right, let's just do 1 and bring your hand and knee down. Ease your wrists, your hips, and we're going to take second side. The left leg. Parallel to the mat, and your heart is lifting. And your right arm reaches forward. Set the pose. Your right thigh draws back. And once you feel steady and stable, one round of square breath. Here comes the exhale. And the holding on empty, hold the pose. All right, hand and knee, come back down. Well done, everyone. This time, walk your hands a little bit forward, curl your toes, and stretch the legs into downward dog. So finding your way, you can walk the dog a bit. Let the legs stretch even more, whether you're bending one knee at a time while the other leg straightens, or whether you enjoy just lifting and lowering both heels. Feel it out in your body. A lot of movement, a lot of sensations. And the next exhale, we'll come back down to the fours. And let's reach for the blocks. The middle setting of your blocks right under your hands, which are right under your shoulders. Lovely, knees close together. Raise your right knee up like a scorpion's tail, lifted high, and your heart is high too. Exhale, knee to nose, curl under and squeeze your internal muscles. That's one. We go again. And two. We're going to do three more, so keep going. It's all about raising that leg so your quad can stretch, and then the exhale is working your core. We have two to go. And here comes our last one. Big full breath, and then we'll step that right foot forward and place the foot so firmly in the mat it's easy to rise up with your arms overhead. And the arms lift and the shoulders rest on your rib cage. And we stay a couple of breaths just feeling this nice lift. Are your arms engaged? So no floppy arms, just nice and engaged. Now the next exhalation will bring the hands to the sacrum and lift your heart. Nice, the arms alongside back to the upright place. This exhalation, your hands, your arms, your trunk come forward to land back on the blocks, and the right legs gets a turn to straighten forward this time. Slow breaths, no pauses. Resting the mind on the breath opens the door to presence. Please take your right leg back. Okay, are you ready? It's the left leg now. Take it up behind. Inhale, lift your heart and lift that thigh. Exhale, knee to nose and squeeze your belly in. One. And two. And three. Internal contraction. Two more, please. And as we come to our final one here, please step your left foot forward all the way, press it down, and inhale your arms overhead. Shoulders relaxed, but arms are vigorous, fingers tingling with the lift. Feel into your fingertips. And the exhalation takes the hands back to the sacrum. Elbows, shoulders, back, heart lifts. Tail presses down, slight little back bend here. Steadied with the front foot. Great. Inhale the arms back to the up place. And the whole trunk leans forward, hands to the blocks. And now it's the hips that draw back and the left foot forward and the left sit bone back, and the breath deeply into where you feel this. Please return your left knee next to your right knee. Great. We'll continue this. We'll do a few more of these nice deep inward contractions. So inhale your right knee up with your heart, and inward contraction, knee to nose for 1 and 2 and 1 more. To this time, set the right foot forward, press the foot down and raise your arms up, just as we did. Circle the arms back to the sacrum. Couple of breaths in the little back bend here. Lovely. Bring your torso back to vertical and bring your left arm forward. Right hand could stay where it is. Now bring your trunk forward and your left hand to the block. If you like, lower it a little bit. We're taking a twist to the right. The twist is to the right. Keep your right knee steady, and maybe your right arm could wrap a little further behind, giving you a little bit more turn. That's it. Looking good, everyone. Terrific. Each exhalation, that slight more rotation. Nice. The next exhalation, bring your right hand to the block, even out the blocks, and again straighten the right leg. Feeling into, will it go just that little bit straighter? We meet the body with kindness. From this place, we'll add that twist with the low right arm and the trunk turning to the right. So keep your arm below the level of the shoulder and keep your right buttock drawing down. Some of you might be able to bring your right arm up next to your ear, staying in the side stretch. Feel that? Now we've got resistance through the right sit bone as the right fingertips reach. Oh yeah. Nice. And release hand back to block. Release the knee back. Before we do second side, widen your knees to the edges of the mat. Sit back towards your heels. And you could reach your both arms forward on the low blocks or no blocks. And as you draw back, again we'll feel the breath and the upper body so activated. Shoulders, upper chest. Best you can, bring your breath deep, even into your low back. Good. Come forward again to fours with the little blocks ready for the second side, where the left knee lifts. Inhale with the heart, knee to nose. Exhale, 1. And again. Squeeze your internal muscles as the knee comes forward. And now we've got 1 more. The left foot steps, and the foot presses down, and the arms inhale up, and they circle around to the sacrum, where we take that little back bend. Great. Left hand stays, right arm comes forward, and reach forward and bring your right hand to the block. A little bit lower might work if your arm is long, and take your rotating trunk towards the left. And your left arm could go a little further, create a little leveraging to turn your trunk to feel your breath. And release. Both hands are now on the blocks which are even. Left leg straight. Is your breathing low and slow? And keep it so as we twist left with the low left arm and the trunk going leftwards again. And the left thigh buttock pulls down. And the possibility of your left arm coming up and next to your ear. That's a lot of mobility in that shoulder. Don't worry if that's not accessible. Nice, everyone. Release your hand back to the block and take your left leg back. Counter pose, either extended child's pose or a downward dog. Just see what your body is up for. So listening in, feeling in. Sometimes we're more tired than we even realize. And sometimes we've got a nice vigorous energy flowing through that wants a place to go. Great. Next exhale, we'll all meet up in fours with the blocks to the sides. Great. So now let's take the left leg straight back and tip your heel to the midline. So we're on the right hand, right knee, outer left foot. And then take your left arm up to the zenith point. Hold steady, keeping your left arm up to the zenith point or maybe near your ear. Great, everyone. Lower hand and knee back down. Ease your right wrist. We'll take second side. Now it's the right leg. That's straight out behind. Foot tips, heel to the midline. Shift your weight, and up comes your right arm. Where's your arm willing to go? It might stay. It might extend closer to your head, feeling that all the way along your side. Great, and come back down with your hand and your knee, resting in child's pose or a downward dog. Nice, everyone. Come back to fours. We repeat that sequence and adding on. So from fours, it's the left leg straight out, foot tips to the midline, press your outer left foot down, and take your left arm straight up. Know that this is an excellent place to stay. So just check in with your head. Is it just hanging, or is it intentionally placed? Try to keep your head in line with your spine. Good. The top arm can stay or come closer to your ear. And now the possibility of taking your vigorous left leg up off the ground and hold steady, hold your balance. That leg will have to be vigorous or it won't stay. Beautiful. Hand comes down, hip down and knee down. Great. Let's just go right away to the second side. the right leg straight back, tip the foot, and open. Open, open, open to your right. Heart opens, belly stretches. Good. Stay as you are, or arm next to the ear. And add the lift of the leg to come to your balance place. Run the current of the stretch right through it all. Nice, everyone. Come on down. Hand and knee. And lower now, once your knees are down. Let's come to prayer pose, hands and elbows underneath your shoulders. That means your forearms are on the mat. Relax your head a moment, looking towards your knees. Ease in your neck, ease in your jaw. Soft face. And this is an excellent place to work your shoulders and upper back. If you want to add on, we'll curl the toes and take the knees up off the mat, including the lower body in this forearm balance. It's also known as dolphin pose. And we breathe slow and deep. So the pose is supported by all the places that we ground. So be firm in your forearms and in the ball of the feet. On the exhale, we'll bring the knees back down. Ease a moment, but we'll stay in this shape. As from this very shape that we're in, the knees are down, the head is relaxing, looking at the knees. Now let's raise the head a little bit, look at the hands. And now raise your right knee up, much like we did earlier. And this time, we're just going to keep that knee lifting and pulsing up in the air. Notice where you feel this. On the exhalation, bring the knee down. And just go right away into second side. Bring that left knee up, pulse it. Little lifts. And we'll bring the knee back down. Nice. Hands and knees. Bring your elbows up. Bring the knees a little wider so you're on all fours. Right leg parallel to the mat, toes point down, and left arm forward. Find your balance. Perfectly lovely place to stay, or bend your right knee, and maybe your left hand could find that foot or ankle and kick up. Try to keep your right thigh and knee in their own lane, not outwardly rotating here. We're definitely opening into the left shoulder and balancing. Nice, straighten arm and leg again and reverse out to our starting point. Second side is the left leg. Beginning with the leg just parallel to the mat, toes point down and the right arm forward. Feel free to stay here or bend your left knee and catch that foot. Good. Reverse out. Come on down. Take a little break in child's pose. This time we'll really rest into the shoulders as well. So feel the arms reaching forward. Bring them back now. And let your seat drop as deep as it will. The entire back is spreading now, ready to receive the sensation of breath. And we come out, back to fours and the blocks. To again take your right knee up with the heart, inhaling, knee to nose curl under, exhale, deep contraction, 1 and 2, and 1 more. Step your right foot to the front, position it there, and now straighten your back leg, your left knee, so curl the toes, and straighten that back leg, just listening to your body. Now we're in a nice lunge. You can adjust your hands so they're still under your shoulders. And as we hold these powerful legs, let's pulse with the hips. Inhale, straighten your right leg, hips pull back, bow towards that right leg. And then the exhale, sink into the right knee, pelvis drops, and a heart lift. That's your exhale. Inhale, go back with the hips, fold over the right leg. And exhale, lunge deeper. We have 1 more. We'll stay in this lunge, add the twist to the right. Really roll your chest open. Beautiful, everyone. Lower the hand, lower the back knee, and take your right knee next to your left knee. As we proceed with second side, that would be your left knee lifting up. Inhale, heart also stretches forward, and then knee to nose, crunch under. 1 and 2, and the 1 more to step that left foot forward, and then see how it will be to straighten your right leg. First, we let the leg engage, and then we'll move the hips, draw the hips back, front leg towards straight, and then bend the knee and lift your heart. Repeat 2 more times. As you come into the lunge with the left knee, stay here and twist to your left. Steady left foot and knee. And mobility in your trunk. So this is bringing prana, life force, all the way to the lower back, strengthening, nourishing, healing. Beautiful, everyone. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Extended child's pose or downward dog. See what feels good now. Lovely. Come back to fours, blocks to the sides. And let's come to forearms again. So earlier we did dolphin pose. This time we could totally repeat dolphin pose. Curl your toes, lift up. You could stay here, or you could walk your feet further back, lower your hips, and bring your heart and gaze forward so that we're in forearm plank. And stay here to breathe. Flow the breaths one into the next. A lot of muscles are working. Can you feel that? Oh yes. Take a breath in. We're going to lower the pelvis on the exhale. Release the toes and separate the forearms to Sphinx. We've still got the upper body lift, the drawing forward, and the deep, full breathing is happening. Great. Hands on top of one another as the elbows slide out, and have a little lie down on your brow and relax your whole back. Good. Your right arm now out to the right off your mat, right in line with the shoulders. We're going to roll onto the right side, so you can bend your knees. We're rolling onto that arm, onto that shoulder, and listen deeply into that shoulder so that we give it an optimal but friendly stretch. Not all shoulders are happy with this position, so check in with yours. Everything else is at ease. Great, I'm going to roll onto the belly and take second side. So your left arm slides out to the left as we roll onto the left hip and hang out. So we'll be doing a lot of upper chest and shoulders, and all of that is to make the movement of breath more fluid, more efficient. Great, roll onto your tummy. And from your belly, bring your hands to clasp at the low back, or hook thumbs, or grab your strap. Take your shoulder heads off the mat. Straighten the elbows and pull your torso away from the ground. At least your upper torso. And see how it would be to keep your very actively straight legs and the toenails on the mat. So the leveraging is your upper body. Good, we're going to stay here and do the hands. Inhale your arms forward the way we had them funneled overhead. Exhale, swim them back. Twice more. Inhale, arms forward, over the blocks if they're in the way, and back. And one more. And back. Oh, big breath in. And the exhale, your brow on your hands, and let your whole body let go and relax. Feel that. As we relax here, take your right knee out to the right in line with your hip. Your shin bone is parallel to your mat, or you could extend the leg a little further. See if it'll go, and if it won't, don't push. Good. We'll bring that right leg back and do the same thing with the left knee out. Remember, we're still in a very restful place here. Easy breathing. You'll notice the heart can slow down again here. When we do back bends, the heart tends to increase a little bit, get a little louder, just to work a bit. Great, and straighten your left leg. So we'll have both legs straight. Wriggle into the midline, and now lift your chest and come into Sphinx pose. Nice doable Sphinx, heart lifting, wrists and hands pressed down. Feel free to stay in Sphinx or up the ante and clasp at your sacrum. So now your spine has to work a bit more. Should you have chosen that, raise your legs as well. Nice big breath in. Exhale, land, soften, support, and let go. Nice, everyone. Please flip over onto your back. Have your strap at hand. We'll take the strap in a moment. Just have a little lie down on your back and hug the knees in. So sometimes when we do those back bends, the lower back just wants a little reassurance that all is still well, and it is. So hug both knees in and feel how that presses your sacrum down. Pull your knees close to you. Exhale completely. And now as you're ready to breathe in, push your knees away. See how that hollows your low back? And then as we exhale, flatten your low back, pulling your knees, your thighs closer to your trunk. That's one. Repeating. It's a slow moving and deep breathing. Exhale, pull in. Squeeze your belly the way we've been doing. And one more time. Your feet come to the ground and we reach for the strap, wrapping the strap around your right foot, which will take straight up into the air. So without any weight bearing on this right leg now, it can extend fully to vertical. And the left leg slides fully engaged horizontal on your mat. And feel into this. So your hips are a little asymmetrical. And here is the breath. The breath that slows down the thoughts, allows the heart to relax a little bit again. Now we'll wrap that strap around the right hand so the strap doesn't slip. Bring your left arm next to your ear and have your left arm and left leg vigorously straight as we guide the right leg out to the right. I don't think that you have to get all the way to the ground. Maybe your elbow gets there first. There's new places of stretch that we feel into now and send the soothing breath. Great, bring the right leg back up. The left hand now takes the strap, wraps it around. The right arm out from the shoulder, palm up. Guide your right leg across your body, soft left leg and hip, roll onto the hip, and go as far as feels good here. Remember, your left leg is at ease. It's lost that vigor that we pushed through the heel. Your attention rests on the slow breathing. Good. On the inhale, bring your right leg up. We're right back to our starting point. We're going to bend the right knee now into that baby pose shape, just the right knee. So you could still use the strap, or if your arms are long enough to hold your foot, do that. Return the vigor to the left leg. In fact, let's take the left leg just off the floor, 2 or 3 inches. Breathe here. Nice. Relax that left leg, bend the knee and bring the foot down, and relax your right leg, right foot next to left. Take a little moment here, feeling into your limbs. A little pause to tune in. And now we'll take second side where the strap is around the left foot and the left leg to vertical and the right leg to straight on the mat. Breathe into the both vigorous legs. And the strap now into the left hand. Bring the right arm next to your ear. Keep the vigor in the right leg and arm. Guide your left leg out to the left. Remember, the right side stays down on the ground. On the breathing in, bring your left leg up, catch the strap with your right hand, wrap it around the right hand. Now relax your right leg as we roll onto the right hip, bringing your left leg across. Great, bring your left leg back. And keep your right leg vigorous as we bend the left knee. Still using the strap or holding your hands around the left foot as the knee comes down to the underarm. Once you've got that set up, your vigorous right leg comes just off the mat. Slow, deep breaths. Well done, everyone. Your legs released to the ground. Your arms also, a little mini Shavasana. Floppy feet, floppy shoulders and hands. Intentional breaths flowing all the way to the toes and fingertips. We're getting a rain shower. If you're hearing any strange sounds, the roof is being pummeled with rain. Could even be hail. All right, bend the knees, feet flat, palms flat. Are you ready? Tail is tucked. We're coming up for bridge. Raise your hips. And lower down. Inhaling, raise your hips. And lower down. This time, raise your hips and stay. Activate your arms, clasped, or pulling your mat wide. Feel into your feet. They're actively pushing into the earth now, making footprints. Nice big breath in. Lift your hips. Good. Palms down. Come down with the tail tucked and your breath going out. And as you land, draw your right knee in close to your chest. Take your left leg straight up to vertical and lower it down slowly the length of the exhale. And it comes back up on the inhale. And bend your left knee and straighten your right leg up. Ready to exhale, the right leg lowers to touchdown. And return on inhale to up, where we bend the knee and have a hand on each knee, circling your knees apart now and back together. And then do it the other way. Nice, everyone. Feet to the mat, knees are still bent. And now tuck your tail and bring your hands to hold your head. Cross crawl, take your inhale, lift your head, your chest, your right elbow reaches to the left knee that comes in, maybe touch or approach. Inhale back. And other side, left elbow to right knee. Pull your belly in as we breathe out. Each exhalation we reach for connection and pull belly in. Keep going. When you take your left elbow across, this completes the sequence. Rest your head down. Cobbler's feet. Line up your feet, knees wide. And let's take the arms overhead, mimicking the legs. The hands don't need to touch, but just your bent elbows now, maybe a little higher than your shoulders. Low belly breaths. Bring the knees together. Lower your arms and flatten your sacrum with a little lift and tuck. Good. Palms flat near your hips and the feet off the floor, your shin bones parallel. Right arm goes overhead as the left leg extends just above the ground, and bring it back. Left arm, right leg, extend away and return. Stay with this sequence. Another way to work the core muscles, which we do a lot, even when we were kneeling and bringing that one knee forward. That too is nice core work, because it's really the core that keeps the back happy. We'll do one more each side, finishing with your, when you get there, your left arm lifting. Great. Nice. Your feet come to the ground, this time widen the feet to the edges of the mat, the arms, palms roll open, and your knees lean in. Nice, everyone. Let's roll over to the side, come back to all fours. And take a downward dog. Three to four breaths in the downward dog. And if you are doing less of the downward dog, feel free to go ahead and walk your feet forward so that you're in the standing forward bend. We'll join you in a moment. Good, we'll all walk forward. Your parallel feet, little hips width apart, and now fold your arms and let them dangle. And the knees are slightly bent. And roll up. Roll up, or walk your hands up your legs and press up. Come all the way to standing and take your arms overhead and bring your prayerful hands into the heart. Pause here a moment. Inhale your both arms widened up. It's a forward bend. Exhale, hands to shins. Halfway up, breath in. Fold over the legs, breath out. Come all the way up. And bring your hands back to prayer pose. We go again. Inhale, big open, heart full of breath. And we're ready to surrender this breath with control as we dive forward. And then we renew the breath with the flat back. And tuck deeper, surrender that breath. And come all the way up to prayer pose. We'll do it one more time. And fold. And halfway up. And fold. Hand all the way up. Prayer pose at your heart. Great. Wide feet along the width of your mat for triangle pose. Turning out your right leg. Got one more lovely side stretch. So root deeply, spread and lift. Come into triangle. Keep your heart open. Keep vigor in your up arm. And breathing in, come up. Give your arms a little rest as we turn the legs the other way. And we go again, broad and tall for the breath in, and over we go. Good. Root your feet, come up. Hands to hips, parallel the feet. Up the midline and a forward bend. Hands could hold ankles or arms could reach forward. See what feels good. Lovely, everyone. Bring your hands either walking up your legs or to your hips and inhale up. And step your feet together. And we pause right here. Standing mountain pose, also known as Tadasana. Lowered gaze, feel into your body. Bidden or unbidden, the divine is here. Beautiful. Please come onto your back. We'll hug the knees in. And then your feet to the mat, little shift to the right with the hips. So the right leg can wrap over your left. Come into this wonderful releasing, receiving twist where we linger. So get set up so you feel the ease in your upper body and the heaviness of your knees and hips rolled to the left. And how it activates into your right hip. Attention to breath. One round of the square breath. Cueing yourself. At the end of the square breath, let pattern go and stay and soften and let gravity take your body. On the inhale, come back up and uncross the legs and set up for second side. And that means a little shift to the left with your buttock. The left leg wraps. And we drop the lower body to the right and we soften. And once you feel into and surrender and let this all be, one cycle please of the square breath. At completion, drop more. Natural breath. And now come to the midline. Knees uncross. And let your body lie out. Fully aligned. So spacious and completely relaxed. So use the props that you like. As you settle, the feeling of having landed at that perfectly lovely sandy beach, just warm enough to be lovely, where you can surrender to Mother Earth and fall away into the deepest and most relaxed place. Falling away into stillness. Gently, awareness in your body. Breath is here. Know that you could stay if you like, or just begin to return with a little wiggling of fingers and toes and rolling onto your side. And then as you are ready, just curl up a moment for the gratitude practice. And we'll come up to sit. And as we did to begin, inhale this big welcoming inhale and this drawing into the heart. We are so grateful, beautiful yogis, to share this time. Namaste.